Hello everybody again, and today is our next part of the program called program called the sense of life. And in this part we will talk about the sickness and what the sickness is, and how to live without getting any sickness, anything whatsoever. I will try to explain slowly. I'm saying that we don't have any scenario, it's our discussion. I will try to explain in simple words. Okay, let's have a look first what sickness is. Okay, let's look at this. For example, you are walking on the street, and in front of you, you see a person who is standing beside the wall of the house and hitting the forehead, just knocking on the wall of the house. He just stands beside the wall and knocking to the wall of the house, and you're just watching this. After a while, that person feels some pain, some headache. What he does, he goes to the doctor and says, "Listen, I have a problem. I have a headache. Please help me." Doctor looks at the person and then says, "All right, okay, you can get some pills, maybe aspirin or something like this." That person takes the pills and says, "Oh, right, okay, I feel much more better now. Thank you, doctor." Pays money to the doctor for the visit, as normal. What happens next? That person comes back to the same wall and continues knocking to the same wall. He knocks at the wall, and very soon he starts feeling headache again. So what happens? He comes back to the doctor. Says, "Listen, I have a headache again. Please help me." Doctor prescribes the same pills, the same type of pills, maybe larger quantity. That helps. And person comes back again to the same wall and continues knocking, continues doing his job. And then he comes back to the doctor, and that happens again and again. And with the time, the headache becomes worse and worse. I mean, it's not easier to make person feel better, even taking large quantities of aspirin. So doctor prescribes some painkillers. So the drugs getting stronger and stronger. And our person is continuous knocking on the wall of the house. After a while, usually the person gets some bump on the forehead, and he comes back to the doctor and says, "Listen, I have a bump. It's terrible. I have a headache, I have a bump now. It's getting worse and worse. Please help me." Doctor looks at him and says, "Right, okay. you need to go to surgeon and remove the bump first. Right. So person goes and doctor makes surgery and removes the bump. Patient, called this way, feels better because he doesn't have the bump anymore. And that's all right, okay, doctor. He pays money as usual and comes back. Where do you think? To the same wall. Right. And he continues. He struggles now. He is after operation, after getting all the drugs. Life is miserable for him. He feels it. No enjoyment at all. But he continues knocking to the same wall. So the person who was walking on the street, who was watching this all this time, he tries to help that person and says, all right, okay. He comes to that person and says, listen, I was watching you all this period of time while you're knocking the wall of this house. And the patient says, oh, that person says, all right, okay, that's fine, this is my life. I will just doing well, everything is fine. And the first person says, listen, I know what problem is. I know it's difficult for you to understand what I will try to explain you, but let's do it together. Let's try to step back from the wall and not try to hit that wall. And the person says, oh no, I can't step back. I need to stand in the same place where I was before and do the same thing as I was doing before, because this is my life. My parents were teaching me to do this way, and they were doing that way. I saw this on my own eyes. And their parents, they were doing the same. My grandma, my grandpa, they were doing the same, exactly the same. And they were hitting exactly the same wall. And the first person says, all right, I know it's difficult to understand that another way of life exists, but let's try to do it together. Let's try. Let's do it, and if you wouldn't like it, you would come back and continue doing the same. Alright? Let's try. So, then together, holding their arms, the person makes very, very carefully the step back. And while he's doing this, he's listening the feelings, because it's very dangerous. For him, it's a complete new way of his life. It's unknown. He has never been there before. And that place, which is away from the wall. He makes that step, holding the arm of that person, and listens. What happens? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, nothing happens. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, nothing happens. But there is no pain anymore. There is no headache. Come on, what happens? 1 hour, 2 hours? It's weird. There is no pain anymore. So he looks on that stranger who is holding his arm, standing beside him. He's looking and says, "Listen, it's a miracle. I feel completely different. I don't have pain anymore. I now see around, I see the birds, I see different creatures, I see some living objects, I see flowers, I see blue sky. Oh, it's a completely different world. I don't have headache anymore. You are Messiah. You brought me to the life. You did a miracle." And our stranger just watching him and says, "All right, okay, that's fine. This is a way of life. And this is life. Not the life that you seems to you lived before, but this is the life. And this is our life. This is the life that we live. So now we are coming to the subject of our program. What sickness is? And why did Creator created us in the way that gave us pain, suffering, and sicknesses? He could create us without any of them. Very easy. But in fact, they were given to us in order for us to understand the true way of life, the life in harmony with universe. And if we live in harmony with universe, with all creatures that are around us, we won't have any pain, we won't have any sicknesses, because we don't need them. So this is the nature of sickness. And how to live without them? Just follow the right way. And what is the right way? Slowly, slowly. We are already on this path. We are walking in this direction. Thank you very much for your attention. If you want to follow our program, you can subscribe by clicking the button subscribe, so you will get latest issues. You can send me emails on private email, or write the comments underneath the video. You can ask any questions that you have. I will try to answer on all of them. And thank you very much that you exist. God bless you. Bye.